Hi everyone, just said that I would put together a little video to take you through the set planner for 23-24. I just had a few questions around certain sections, certain little bits in it that people were asking me, what does this mean? So I'll just really quickly take you through. So the planner itself is A4 hardback with a white coil. It's pretty durable. I think the hardback was the way to go again for this year. So you've got your contact information there. The contents there, again, it's broken into 4 main sections. You have your caseload, your diary, your meetings, your other records. I'll take you through each section. We have a very important continuum of support there. An update this year is a double page yearly overview, just to mark in your different important dates. There's notes pages scattered at the end of each month and throughout. The caseload section then hasn't changed much, to be honest. We have our school support plus. Again, I just like to maybe write the initials, the class, do they have an SNA or not? What type of support is the child receiving? And just to quickly have the parents' number handy there. Again, just depending on where you're storing your planner, just be careful around putting in children's information. If it's not going to be stored safely, you might just want to use initials or something like that. Then we have our literacy support and numeracy support. You have 2 pages of each of those. Again, I just pop them onto Post-its because my groups change all the time. So, I just have senior infants group 3, the initials, same here. Numeracy support would be similar. Other skill support then might include things like if you're doing movement breaks or wellbeing groups. I do a lot of wellbeing groups for girls and boys, mainly in the senior end of the school. Basically anything that's other than literacy or numeracy, might be social skills group, anything like that. So that's plenty of space for that as well. So we're into the diary section then. Again, we have included the Minding You. Always get very good feedback on that. Just making sure you have some ideas there for just doing one small thing for yourself throughout the week. The timetable then, if I'm 100% honest, I like to do a digital copy and print it and just put it over. I have included this. Some people just like to fill theirs in pencil. I know that mine changes 100 times and I'm job sharing as well. So it's just easier to do the digital copy and print it out for ourselves. So you decide how you'd like to use that page. Again, another little update this year, you have the monthly overviews over 2 pages. I just found last year and the previous years that having it on 1 page, it was quite tight to put in all the different appointments, different commitments that I had. So the double page, I'm really looking forward to using that. Again, you have a little note section. You have monthly goals, personal and professional. Hopefully we'll be very successful in achieving all those. And then again, the to-do list. This probably could be longer for August and September, as you know. But look, you've got a good enough space there. If you wanted, you could maybe just split it down. The weekly spread then hasn't changed because this is probably the one that I get the best feedback on. There's 8 sections for 8 different groups or classes or whatever you're going to be doing. We have our pupils absent, interruptions, which I find very handy for when I'm doing my Kuntis to say, okay, where was I? Was I pulled? Did I go to Camogie Mash? Did I have to do whatever it was, have a meeting, an IEP, or anything like that? So it's very handy there. This is your to-do list. And then I always get asked about this. What's LOA? So this is for log of actions. So basically this isn't where you store your log of actions for each child, obviously. Basically, if I'm in the middle of my day and I make a phone call to an OT, or there's some sort of decision made that needs to be recorded in someone's log of actions, I might be able to get to do that there and then, and I don't want to forget about it. So I'll just pop down here, phone call with OT, and I put the child's initials, and then I know I have to record that either on Aladdin or wherever you record that. So that's just that. And then obviously we have Reminding You section again. Each month then is color coded with, as I said, with the notes pages scattered through. Some months are themed for like Halloween and Christmas and things like that. There's timetables at the beginning of each term. Bank holidays are marked in. Standardized holidays are marked in. Yeah, so there's all, it's just a nice colourful, I personally love using it. I do have 2 weeks, I have the monthly overview for July, and I have 2 weeks just blank for anyone doing July provision. I think that's handy as well. So there's 2 weeks for that. Then we're into meetings. So how I decided to do this, I have a template for IEP meetings. And again, this is just something, now I've made this photocopiable, so there's no problem with that, just for personal use. I photocopy one of these and bring it into the meeting, or I'll have my few bits written in. So it's just a one pager that I'm not looking for my notes in a meeting. Pop in the agreed targets, any actions, and when it's to be reviewed. And I have that in the file, just as, like, I suppose, a record of the meeting, the notes itself. Same for parent-teacher meetings as well. You feel free to copy this as well. Then I have set team meetings. We meet quite regularly throughout the year, at least at the beginning of the year, we could meet twice in the first week, sorting caseloads and all of that. And then we've various meetings throughout the year. So that's just a nice area there that you can, nice section to keep all your notes in relation to that you can look back on. Other professional meetings then might be that you're meeting an OT, speech and language, if it's a play therapist coming in, just to record anything worthwhile there as well. We then have the Croke Park timetable. Again, it's up to you. You can put the date and the focus in. You know, if you get a soft copy of that and you want to print it, you can just pop it into that page as well. Then Croke Park meetings, so staff meetings, policy, if you're focusing on policy or any CPD that you want to do as a staff, that you just have a section there. Okay, additional records, then you are looking at passwords, because I generally tend to forget unless they're saved in my computer. Again, just be careful with where you're keeping this. Your contact list, same. This is really like for OTs, speech and language therapists, anyone, maybe it might be clinical psychology, NEPs, whatever it is. It's just handy to have it all there in one space. This is a nice one. I put in an additional page for this CPD log for any webinars or anything like that you do throughout the year. If you are needing to update your CV, you just have a nice space there that you can log it all. And then you have useful websites. So I've updated this again this year, here as well, just ones that are specifically focused on SEN. Beacon House is a really nice one there. And that's it. There's a couple of extra additional note pages at the end. And that's the Special Ed Teacher Planner for 23-24.